Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So check out this amazing prize from Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. That is her April kit, which you could be in the running for if you like and comment on all the videos in this hop. So I've got the link down below for Morgan's video, so if you just hop on over to hers like that and leave a comment and then hop to the next link that she's got in her description, if you hop around to everyone's until you get back to me and you like and comment on all of those, you'll be in the running to win this super cute awesome kit. So all the ladies in the hop are using bits and bobs out of the kit. So I am using the papers. I was sent by Aunty Vera the super gorgeous colours of these autumn prints. So there are 12 different pages in this collection of, I think it's called Spots and Stripes. And there's, as you can see, I've got them all laid out. There is brown, there is light brown, there is dark red, there is dark orange, there is orange, and there is yellow. And they are so gorgeous. And so I used a Stamping Up stamp and a Stamping Up bunch and a Stamping Up die that made sort of this leaf pattern, this leaf punch out. One was bigger than the other, and I wanted to have a mix of both to stamp out a whole bunch of each of the colours. There was about 16 maybe more of each colour that I then spread, and I'm just using normal PVA glue. And because I know it's going to be a little bit messy, you can see I've got a ring that I keep, a circle that I keep holding over on top. I'm going to use that to cover where sort of the line of glue is going, just so it looks a little bit neater once it's finished, because I was worried, was being a little bit lazy. I didn't want to put double-sided tape on each and every individual one. I also liked the idea of having them sort of flick up and have a little bit of texture. And I just thought the easiest way to do this is just going to be a big line of wet glue and leave it to dry. So that's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm just squirting out the PVA, not being too careful. There's quite a decent amount there. And I'm just shoving the ends of each of those little sprigs down into that glue. So I'm doing my best to get the circle as nice as I can just by following that round ring that I'm going to stick on top. It looks like it's working until you get to the end, and then you have a look at the circle and realize there's a few dodgy spots. But I am also going to add some embellishments and then of course some photos, so I think it'll tidy up okay. So I do show you this whole process because there's not a huge amount else that I do to this layout, because this is really the talking point, all of those leaves and all of that texture that's happening. Because this is autumn, I decided to go for a really autumn style. I used obviously the autumn colours because that's what the kit is all about. I chose to use leaves because it is autumn. The photos I am using are of my little man and one of his mates throwing leaves at each other. So I've really dived right in to the autumn theme. So I did this at night. I'm pretty sure it was about 6 p.m. at night, and then I left it to dry until the next day. I didn't come back to it. I didn't touch it until the next day, just to make sure that the glue was definitely set and definitely dry. Just was a bit easier, I think, than trying. Otherwise, I knew I'd want to come back and do more. Like, I really wanted to stick down that circle, but I knew it was best if I waited until it was properly dry. So I got faster at it as I went along. I was less, I suppose, picky or needy about where I wanted them to go. I also had a 2-year-old that was not being very helpful to his father that I was conscious of getting back to because it was dinner time. I thought it was a good time to disappear because, he'd be eating, but all I could hear was carry on. So I thought I'd better go and help out there too. So I was trying to get these down as quickly as possible. It was a lot of prep. as you can imagine, getting all of these punched out. If it was just punching, it wouldn't have been so bad, but because I only had one die, I could kind of only do one at a time. I did end up putting two bits of paper through at a time, and I could have done more, but I don't like the way it imprints into the paper, I suppose, for want of a better word. So I don't like to put too many through at once. So yeah, it not like as if this is the other thing I did, but it probably took me 2 days to get enough leaves ready to use. As you can see, because there were 2 pages of each design, and so they were also double-sided, so there is four patterns, not 4 colors. The color is obviously the same, but 4 2 big spots, 2 little spots, and 2 big stripes and 2 little stripes. And so I'm trying to just sort of mix it up to make sure there's a bit of a mixture of all of those showing through, because I love the color variants that they do because of the patterning. And I was trying to not have, too many of the exact same right next to each other. So that was not that tricky really. And I ended up using the bigger piece, which was cut from the die, I think, on the bottom, and then filling in all the gaps with the little piece on the top. So I put that aside to dry, and then I came back the next day and I popped foam all the way around the circle, and then worked out where that was going to go and popped that down as best I could into the center. So it's sitting up on foam dots. So just to give a little bit of dimension. And you can see, if you were quick, because I did move that really quickly, that it's not a perfect circle where I've laid the leaves. But there are the 3 photos I'm going to use of my little man having a fight with his mate. These were the other papers that I was sent, and they were really gorgeous, but it was quite tricky to incorporate those. They're also in the kit, to incorporate those when the layout was already so messy. So I cut 2 of those cutter parts that I thought I might fussy cut out around the edge and use those as embellishments on the page. So you can see the gorgeous colors that these papers were, but it was just a little bit tricky to include. I really wanted to use the spots. I thought about cutting out my title with those, but I thought it would just be a little bit too busy. So I backed the photos on white. I fussy cut out those 2 pieces, which you can just see the scraps there off to the right, and stuck those up with foam just to add a little bit of autumnness to it. It also helped because down in the bottom left-hand corner, that was really a dodgy spot where it was not circular at all, so it helped to cover that. And then I just quite liked that they color matched. I didn't intentionally do that at first, and then when I noticed I'd done it, I was like, yes, I love that. So that sort of happy autumn one about throwing leaves is up in the orange section because it's orange, and then the circular one is down in the brown section because it's brown. I just thought that was really cute. I remembered I had left over from the More Than Words collection a few butterflies that I thought might be just a nice little pickup for this layout. And then I really struggled with my title. I did not have what I imagined would be the perfect figures. I end up using these thin white ones because I'm having such a large heading, but you can't see them as nicely as I would have liked. I think if maybe they had a black outline would have been nice, or maybe if they were like a light dust of pink color, maybe a blush of pink. I'm not 100% sure what I needed here, but these weren't quite it, but that's what we're going with. So dancing in the falling leaves and then popping down the butterflies, and I'm sticking those mostly under the white circle. They're just a little touch of color, a little touch of something special, just because I thought the layout needed something more, but it was tricky to think of what. I tried to put flowers on, and I just did not have the right ones to suit the coloring and the look of the layout. So I went with these little light pink butterflies instead. And then I realised there was one more that I'd forgotten about, so popping him down somewhere as well. And then I thought about it, actually. I stopped here and I really thought about it, probably for a full day, because I felt like it was missing something, but I wasn't really sure what. In the end, I couldn't think of anything that it was missing, so I popped on some blush pink enamel dots, because that goes with the colour of the butterflies, and some pearls. Oh, sorry, they're not enamel dots, they're blush pink pearls and some pearl coloured pearls, just to sort of girly up to match with the butterflies a little bit. I could have kept it in the autumn colours, absolutely, that wouldn't have made any difference, but I just chose to go with the pink and the pearl because I'd used that butterfly, basically, is the only reason. And then I splash on some Hardy Shine, and I decide just to leave it as it is after that. I think that that's enough. So I use gold, of course, because I love gold and I always use gold. And I also use a little bit of black. No real reason for the black. It's just that lingering feeling that something was missing. So I thought with the black, it's just that little bit darker. It just adds a little bit of something. So I mostly focus the Hardy Shine dribbles and splashes around where the butterflies were, just to sort of enhance that area, I suppose. It's the same place where I put the pearls. No real rhyme or reason, to be honest. I just thought that that was a highlight area because there is just so much going on with the leaves. I mean, the leaves are supposed to be, I guess, the background, like having pattern paper, but it's a bit different for me. So here is a close-up. I also have some photos at the end. So I did flick up the flowers, or the leaves, sorry, a little bit, just to give a little bit of texture and a little bit of light and shade there. But it will be going flat into my album, so I don't actually want it too flicked up. So there you have it. As I said earlier in the video, if you want to be in a chance to win the gorgeous Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft kit for her month of April, make sure you follow all the videos in the hop, make sure you like and comment on them. If you're interested in seeing more of the Scrappy Sister videos, please make sure you subscribe to our channel. We try and do 2 videos a week. This month we've been really good, and on top of that, so hopefully we keep that up. I hope you've liked my autumn layout and it has inspired you to do some autumn layouts yourself. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you next time.